I think we all have, at one point in our life, thought about doing YouTube. How did you get to know your boyfriend? I have my last exam ever. Didn't have like any talents that I can show off. Will be like embarrassing and people will talk about me. And if that wasn't enough, I can still be content and satisfied. What am I waiting for? Okay. That is like a Chinese dish and then became a couple. There shouldn't be anything holding you back from things that you want to do just because you're afraid and just because you're self-conscious. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jini. Since a few subscribers are new on my channel and some asked for a Q&A, I thought today I'd do one for you. I thought I'd answer your questions that I gathered on Instagram as well as on YouTube. So without further ado, let's get started. So my boyfriend will throw the questions. Okay, ja, das ist ja gut gelaufen. So the first question is, what are you studying? So I'm studying industrial engineering and I'm currently doing my master's degree, and in March I'll hopefully have my last exam ever, but I'll probably not be finished before the end of this year. I do think that I still need 2 more semesters, so that's what I'm studying. Okay, yeah, okay. What's your ambition? Oh wait. What's your ambition for doing YouTube? I think we all have, at one point in our life, thought about doing YouTube, and so have I. And last year I really just realized how short life can be and how fragile life can be. And I just had a very personal experience where I finally understood that there shouldn't be anything holding you back from things that you want to do just because you're afraid and just because you're self-conscious. I've always been kind of interested in doing YouTube, but I was always just very insecure and I thought I didn't have like any talents that I can show off. It will be like embarrassing and people will talk about me. Yeah, I just think that life is really too short for having these worries holding you back, and I'm really glad I did it because I only got positive feedback from my environment. All my friends and family members, they were so excited for me. It's already been, yeah, quite a few months now. Before I started uploading videos on YouTube, I wasn't actually the person to upload much on social media, just in general, but last year I really thought I have been wanting to do it for quite a long time now. And I've been thinking about it, and it has been in the back of my mind for like such a long time. What am I waiting for? And I just felt like if I keep waiting and waiting and waiting, one day it'll be too late and I'll be regretful that I didn't even try it. So yeah, I don't even know where this will all lead to, but I think the most important thing is that I can say that I tried it and I have given my best, and if that wasn't enough, I can still be content and satisfied. So that's the story behind why I started with YouTube. But my ambition for doing YouTube, and I think what I want to bring across in all of my videos, is you really need to take care of yourself. Because in the past I've been a very bad person to do so. I didn't really take care of myself. And I think that we all sometimes need a friend who can calm us down and tells us to take care of ourselves and that it's okay to go step by step and not to rush forward, and yeah, that everything will fall into place eventually. I just want to be that friend for as many people as I can, and YouTube is a great opportunity, I think, to do so. It's also like a way for me to practice being more self-confident and also to just talk about things I want to talk about all the time actually, but I do not want to occupy my boyfriend all the time. But I do know that there are some people out there that would like to hear what I want to say, because I feel the same about other people. Yeah. That was lengthy, but I hope that made it clear. Okay, the next question is, what's your lucky number? That's a question I was asked on Instagram by a very dear friend of mine. I think my lucky number is 2. For the longest time, I really liked the number 8 because in Chinese culture it stands for luck. But I think since I've met my boyfriend, it has been the number 2. There's like a special connection because we were like playing a lot of poker cards in China, and the card 2 of hearts was just a card I felt very connected to because of my boyfriend, because we're like 2 hearts, you know. I know, so cute. Yeah, so I'd say nowadays it's probably either 2 or 8. Okay. Ich bin so schlecht. So, next question. Is there a dish you never get tired of? That's such a good question. Thank you so much for this question. I love talking about food. A dish I can never get tired of is jiaozi, and that is like a Chinese dish. It's basically Chinese dumplings that are filled with... You can basically fill them with anything you like, but the ones I love the most are the ones my mother makes for me. And she always makes them vegan because I try to eat mainly plant-based, and she puts in shiitake mushrooms, fried tofu, and cabbage, and just all sorts of good things. And it's always so delicious, but it takes a lot of time and effort to make them. I wish I could do them as well as my mother does, but I'm nowhere near that expertise. So I have a long way to go, but I wish I could do them myself because they're so delicious. And by the way, my boyfriend also really likes them. So yeah, dumplings or jiaozi for sure. So the next question. Okay. Ich bin so schlecht. Okay, so the next question. Which anime are a must-watch, and what is your favorite anime and why? Yeah, I love this question because I also really love talking about anime. If you've watched my second last vlog, which anime are a must-watch? I think that's very difficult. There are so many that are really good that I'd recommend. But if you've never... by the way, just to declare, anime are basically Japanese cartoons that are not catered only towards children, but targeted towards anyone who really likes good stories. That's how I would explain anime. We don't judge for people who do not know anime. And in my opinion, a few good entry-level anime that aren't too lengthy. We will not talk about Naruto here because Naruto has like way too many episodes. But I think Spy Family is very entry-level friendly. Spy Family is just like a very positive and heartwarming story, and it's not yet finished. Yeah, you'd have to torture yourself just like me if you start watching now, and you'd have to wait until the next season comes out, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion. I also really like My Hero Academia. Demon Slayer is also one of my favorite ones, and in my opinion a must-watch. Just the relationships, the storytelling, and the animations are incredible. So if you're interested in seeing a lot of action-packed scenes and just a very good story with intriguing plot twists as well, I definitely recommend Demon Slayer. The very mainstream ones like Jujutsu Kaisen, of course, incredibly good as well as Hell's Paradise. I think Hell's Paradise was so good because I really liked the story and the plot behind everything. It's very mysterious, and I also just love how it looks. Like the art style is very nice to look at. These are a few anime I would recommend. There are a bunch of others. I will list some here that I can deeply recommend. What my favorite anime is at the moment, I started watching Vinland Saga, and I have to say I really like it. But at the same time, I'm also watching Dr. Stone, the newest season, and that is also very good. I really have to say the anime I'm watching at the moment are most of the times the ones I like the most, just because, you know, the plot and the characters are quite fresh in my memory. But generally, I really like Vinland Saga at the moment, just because it's so realistic and the emotions and the storytelling is very well done in my opinion. And Dr. Stone is just so interesting because it's very scientific and you feel like you get yourself a little bit educated while watching, and I think that's a very big bonus. But in general, if you would ask me about anime movies, all-time favorite of mine since I've watched it, Your Name, definitely, and My Neighbor Totoro. Yeah, and as for series, I think it's harder because it's very hard to compare series, but I should probably make a separate video about that because I just have so much to say about that. Yeah, okay. And the last question. Okay. Yeah. how did you get to know your boyfriend? For context, my boyfriend and I, we actually are both born and raised in Germany, but we got to know each other in China 7 years ago when we were there to study Chinese. From the very get-go, I just had the feeling my boyfriend is a very calm and collected person. So at the beginning, I really thought my boyfriend was kind of shy, but with time, he definitely warmed up to me, and he's definitely a gentleman. I loved him a lot for his wittiness and his humor. But he was unexpectedly very open and also, yeah, kind of forward with me, which I really liked. I think one big part that connected us was our humor. We have the same kind of broken humor. I think that's very important. We also started off as friends and then became a couple. He has a lot of qualities I really appreciate and admire about him, and a lot of like characteristics and yeah, just qualities I dream to have one day. Yeah, he's definitely a very great person and I'm very lucky to have him. No, he is not forcing me to say all this. But enough bragging. Okay, that's it for today. Yeah, so that's it for today's video. I hope that you liked it. Next week I'll come back with a fresh vlog. By the time my next vlog will come online, I'll be done with my second last exam ever. I'll keep you updated, you guys, okay? If you have any further questions, do leave them in the comment section. I'd love to have a conversation with you. And at the end, I wanted to ask you guys a question because it's easy to sit on this side and like talk, but it's difficult to communicate, you know? And so one question, if you feel comfortable answering, of course, that I have for you is there a book, a series, a movie that you've watched, read, or listened to, whatever, that has changed your life in some way or other? So if you feel comfortable answering this question, I'd love to read about it in the comments. So that wraps up this week's video. And I thank you guys so much for watching and taking your time as always. I appreciate every single one of you. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Take care. And I hope to see you next week. Bye! Hi guys, das ist komisch, weil du bist nie... Okay. Hi guys! Okay, das ist komisch, wenn ihr da stehst. Okay. And I just really liked... Yeah. I don't know, because Okay, well... das klingt komisch. Lach mich nicht aus. Okay.